What's up, boys? Check out this weather. Literally 3 days ago we had freaking snowstorms. Like there's still bits of snow left in a few places, but only in Ireland, guys. Only in Ireland. Just woke up, boys, but that's okay because it's my freaking birthday. Get so freaking hyped when we have good summer, boys. Good summer? What the hell am I talking about? Good weather. Already looking forward to the summer, boys. Damn! It's nice weather, boys, but it's still freaking freezing, and I was out there in a bleeding t-shirt like a dope. Much better. Alright guys, so a lot of you have been asking me about a few tips I can give you on buying an E46. So I thought I'll make a video giving you a few tips on buying a car in general. Now a lot of you might be thinking, what the hell do I know about buying cars? Well, back in the days my family used to have like a little garage, let's just say that, and like buying and selling used cars. One of my uncles is like a really good mechanic, and all the tips and tricks is I learned from him. Using his tips and tricks, I've managed to buy the cars that I did own, and never went wrong, guys. Always bought a really nice, good, mechanically sound car using his tips. So I'm gonna share the tips with you guys. Might help you with buying your car. So the first tip, lads, is to always try to buy the car from the person's house. If you call up the guy and you say that you want to buy the car off his house, up front of his house, and he declines or he starts making up excuses, that might be an indication that he's trying to hide something there. A lot of people have that thing in the back of their mind that if they sell something to someone from their house, the person could come back and have, like, you know, an issue with the person. So a lot of people wouldn't sell crap, you know, showy cars from their house, because they know they could be in trouble with the person, because now they know where they live. So always try to buy the car and arrange a meeting from the person's house. I see too many people buying their cars from car parks, shopping centers, whatever you have, what have you. All it takes is the guy to block your number, and then that's it. You have no way of getting back to him. So tip number one, always try to buy the car from the person's house. Tip number two, boys, would be to request when you call up the guy. Yes, that's right, request. You guys are the buyers, the guy is the seller. You're the customer. You can request stuff from the buyer. So request for the car to be called when you come up to buy it. A lot of cars that might have some issues with them will struggle to start in the mornings. For example, the Civic I have there, it struggles to start when the engine is cold. This car, no struggles whatsoever. A lot of cars with issues might have problems with starting in the morning on cold engine. For example, this is how the car should start when the engine is cold. I drive a BMW E46, and if you're looking, this is how it should start when the engine is cold, okay? And that's it. It shouldn't take more turns than that. The idle is at around 1000 RPMs, and it's not going up and down, up and down. It's stable, and that's how your car should start. This applies to most cars, guys. The car shouldn't be doing this at idle. Well, I'm over exaggerating because I'm giving it gas, but the rev shouldn't be going up and down, and it should have a stable idle at cold start. If the engine is struggling to start in the morning when it's cold, it could be a lot of issue, guys. For example, it could be something major as a fuel pump failure, you know, and you could be stuck with a pile of crap, boys. So make sure the car is cold, make sure the car starts with no problem. Guys, another benefit of coming to see the car when the engine is cold is you will miss out. For example, a lot of belts squeak when the engine is cold. You'll hear like the belts squeaking, but after a few seconds when the engine is warm up, they'll stop. So you could miss out on the indication that the belts will need to be replaced. So always guys, try to request and view the car when the engine is dead cold. Another tip, guys, is when you arrange the meeting with the person, let's say you guys arrange a meeting at, let's say, 3 o'clock, come 15-20 minutes earlier. The amount of times you can catch, you know, they're doing little things to the car, topping up oil, topping up coolant, what have you. Trust me, come up 15-20 minutes earlier, the amount of times you can catch a person, you know, washing the car, doing something to it, you know, that might be an indication he's trying to hide something from you guys. Hey, another tip. This might specifically apply to the car I have now, but it might apply to some other cars as well. The E46, the 6-cylinder engines have a tendency to burn a lot of oil, and the way you can check that, one of the ways at least, is when you're revving the car, have a look from the back if the exhaust is smoky. If the car is puffing a lot of blue darkish smoke, it might be an indication that the engine is burning a lot of oil. If there's no smoke or just steam when it's cold, you know, that's fine. But when there's bluish smoke coming out of the exhaust, that might be an indication that the car is burning a lot of oil. I have a clip of my car. This is how the exhaust should look when the car is being revved. Guys, another tip also when you're starting the car, okay? I'm just gonna show you now. When you start up the car and the car starts, okay? As you can see, all the lights come off apart from the handbrake on, but that doesn't matter. Just stick around for a few seconds and make sure nothing else pops up. As you can see, there's nothing on the dash at the moment showing any faults whatsoever. But as you will see in a few seconds, an oil light will come up. Now, if you wouldn't stick around when you're starting up the car, you would miss that. See that right there? A lot of cars would show up the codes a few seconds after, not necessarily straight away as the car starts. So see that oil light there? That means my oil level sensor is faulty. Guys, always stick around for another few seconds and have a look at the dash if there's any codes popping up after you start the car. Another tip, guys, would be, I know that might sound stupid, but test drive the car, guys. Test drive it well. For those who don't know, I used to have an E46 before this one, and the guy who came to buy it didn't even bother to test drive the car. he sat in the passenger side, and I was the one who was driving it. Why? You guys are the ones who are spending money. You want to make sure that you test drive the car, make sure everything is working perfect, no funny noises, no funny bangs from the suspension, no squeakiness. You guys are the ones spending the money. You have to make sure that everything is perfect with the car. Well, not perfect. A lot of used cars will hide problems until you know, they'll show up over time. But guys, make sure you test drive the car. I cannot believe the guy who bought the other car off me didn't even bother test driving the car. I can't stress enough, test drive the car well. Another thing, and I should have probably mentioned that at the start, but you guys should call and not text. Guys, I have this car for sale for a while now, and I had few people interested, and out of the 5-6 people that actually were interested in this car, only one of them actually called me and talked to me on the phone. Everybody else just texts. Guys, it's very important to call the person. That way you can get a feel of what kind of an owner he is. See, with text, if you ask questions about the car, he can take his time answering it. You know, a lot of people don't know much about their car, so he would go look for papers, you know, and then he would answer you back. If you call up the guy and ask him on the spot, you can tell if he's hesitating for the answer, or does he know the answer straight away. If you ask him, when was the oil changed, when was this changed, have you got service, blah blah blah, if he's talking to you and he knows the answer straight away, it's probably an owner that knows about cars, that he cares about his cars, and he just knows the details of by heart, like, you know. But if he struggles to answer, he's like, oh, I don't know, I'm gonna have to check. He's probably not into his car, he doesn't know much about his stuff, you know. Always try to call and have a feel for the person, how he speaks about his car. It could be a good indication what kind of an owner he was. Alright boys, last tip before I have to go. It's my birthday after all, I have to get some shit sorted, you know what I'm saying? Last tip boys, and this applies to all car enthusiasts around the world, especially me. Guys, don't fall for the car, okay? My uncle used to always tell me, and I never understood what he means by it until I actually did it. And I bought this car, standing there. It's the only car I regret buying. It's a long story. I might make another video on that, but guys, I know you see a nice car online, you come up to see it and it looks beautiful, okay, and you fall for it and you ignore all the indications, all the signs to leave the car and just walk away. Guys, I've been there, I've done it myself. All the indications of that car is like, leave it, don't buy it. But I fell for it, alright? I fell for it and I went ahead and I bought it. It's the only car. I didn't listen to my uncle and I didn't listen to his tips, and yeah, it didn't work out too good, guys. Always, guys, the market is huge. There's plenty cars out there for you to look at. Don't buy the first car you go to see. Have a look around, shop around, okay? And don't fall don't fall in love, is what I like to say, because I made my mistake. I learned it the hard way. Don't fall for the car. Always shop around and always look for any signs showing you that you should walk away from the car. Use these tips that I shared with you guys, and I'm telling you, you will save a lot of money when you're buying a used car. This was just a quick video off the top of my head, guys. If you'd like for me to go into more detail about the stuff I'm talking about, go ahead, message me, comment down below. I'm open to making any videos. This was suggested by a few other people that asked me about tips on buying an E46. So you have any questions, ask me. Don't be shy. I have to go. Happy birthday to me. Whoop whoop. I'll see you guys all, my brothers, in the next video. Peace.